That wasn't ideal. Hello and welcome to Thursday Night League Round 4 at a dry, yes you heard that right, a dry Daytona MK. So as they come onto the track now we can see there is a car already in the barrier, which is not a great start for them. But it is dry, which is, I can't believe how exciting it is to actually finally be on a dry track. And we are on the international layout, which I think is the best. So first time driving these karts in the dry pretty much, so we'll be kind of learning to see what we do and what we don't do really, but in this qualifying session, let's see what we can do. So unfortunately, our first lap, we did come across a yellow flag, and in our second lap, we do get bulked quite heavily. So start qualifying not great, but you know what? It's just nice to get these karts flowing into their ultimate speed. And then on our third lap again, another yellow flag for a kart that spun. And then on our fourth lap, we do make a move to try and get some clean air, but obviously we are then quite compromised, quite heavy. But that driver does point us through, which I do appreciate. I think he realises we were a little bit quicker, so hopefully we can work together and get a good lap in. But to be honest with you, the qualifying session was just very busy, very hectic, just lots of karts. Everywhere struggling to get a clean lap in, and then eventually when we do get a clean lap, on our final lap, we do hit a yellow flag towards the end. So in the end, not a great session, but it was okay. So starting P6, let's see what we can do. So it is green, we are on the outside, so we're going to have the outside for the first two corners. We can see the kart in front's gone a little bit wide and he's clipped Charlie there, and we do allow us to get up the inside because of that. So able to get up into P5. So we're just going to cover off the inside of this hairpin now, just to try and make sure we can go up our inside, and we get a massive hit from our behind there, just sends us miles deep, but we are kind of through. The pack is kind of stringing out because of that. You see the leader's kind of there is a gap, and there's a gap behind, so far so good. So sort of going to this next corner, and the car behind us just absolutely used us as a brake and sent us massively round. We've dropped all the way back now to P13. I think that is just, I don't really know what's going through that other driver's head there, just completely sent it in way too deep. You can see how far back they are, and just use us as a brake and just completely sent us round. Which is just not great really. I don't think that's really racing, but anyway, recovery drive engaged. Let's see what we can do. So onto lap 2, we're starting to get to the back of the train now, and we do kind of get onto the back of P12. They do wave us through, so I do appreciate that. So we do move up to P12, and we can see there are a few karts now sort of in front, so it's just going to be a case of seeing how far we can get up really, pick them off one by one and see what we can do. So onto lap 3, we are starting to sort of claw onto the back of the next group of karts now. So we are out of position because we did get fired off, but it's going to be, again, just trying to be a bit sensible, a bit cautious. Try and get a good run through this corner here. We're trying to duck back and get a little bit of a toe, but we want to show our nose, make it obvious to the kart that we are going to go for a move, and we do send one up the inside on that curb, and we do make it stick. You could argue we could have sent another one on the inside there of that kart in front, but there's no point doing anything too daft, so we're just going to go to the inside here, wrap it on that concrete. As we do, and we do make another place up there. So far up now to P10, starting to recover it back very slowly. But again, in these situations, you don't want to like get a penalty or ruin anyone's race by doing anything daft, so let's kind of just make our way up and kind of also be sensible. You see we got P9 in front in the blue suit, so hopefully we can just continue with our pace and catch them up. But it's just so nice to just be driving one of these karts in the dry. You really get to use the full sense of speed and everything else around, and we are starting to catch up to, looks like there is a bandit in front, who I think is either previously been lapped or is a heavyweight, so they're not really in our class, who does all of a sudden spin. So I don't know if he got a little tap there from the kart in blue, but I'm not sure, but he did go around quite aggressively, but does give us a good run now down this back straight. He does defend it quite well, so we're going to have to go around the outside potentially of this fast corner, but we side better against it and back out. Thought again about sending one to the inside there, but I thought it was going to be risky. We did get a really poor run out of that corner though, so hoping we could get a bit close to his rear bumper, but not a bad exit through the final corner. We are gaining a little bit. Is they going to send one up the inside into this bit? No, we side better against it again, but he's gone a little bit deep, and again so much curb there, and he's opened the door up for this hairpin, so we look to the inside and we try and stay off of him, and we do, so there's no contact. We are nice and clean, but again he's able to get the speed around the outside, but we are fighting quite heavily now. I feel like we are losing quite a bit of time. Again, we get a lovely run for that corner. Do we send on the inside? No, we decided better against again, but he's gone a little bit wide. He got a little bit of oversteer mid-corner. It's kind of pushed him wide. It's allowed us to now get up in the inside of him and move into P9 ourselves. Yeah, and we get a lovely run through the bottom corner there. Gets a good run down this straight. So clean track in front. Head down and see what we can do. So again, jumping forward quite a few laps now. We have got a cut in front that isn't full position. I don't know if it's the same kart that went round earlier or if it's a heavyweight again, but it's not full position. But I do open the door up and we do send them up the inside there. So again, nice clean move. But we see there's two karts in front. Those ones are full position, and we do eventually catch them up. We get a lovely run through this first corner, but again, decide not to send them up the inside. I feel like it's just too risky at this point, and to be honest with you, we're kind of making our way up through the pack, so there's no point doing anything too daft. So we get a good run through that corner. I do look, and he says points. He points me through. It leaves me a lovely little gap there. And again, it gives me a lovely little push on exit, so I say thumbs up, thank you very much. And that's the same guy who pointed us through in qualifying, so we could work together. So I think his thought process is let me through, I'm the quicker driver, hopefully I can turn him along and we can gain places together. And I think that was his plan in qualifying, so I think that's very high racing IQ by that person. I think that's very smart both times, and it's kind of the drive you need to do sometimes. It's just like, well, if I can tag onto the back of a quicker driver, maybe he can pull me along, we can get some more places, rather than just fighting and costing everyone time. But here we are again, we have caught up to the back of another back marker. We're going to do our favourite move again. They pull right to take the racing line, we just dive to the inside and get the move done. So we are slowly catching up to some more karts in front, but again, with a very poor exit through there. But with the kart in front, directly in front of us, we're just doing there, it's not for position. We are focusing on the kart with the white helmet, the next kart on track. Got quite a bit of clean track for us and them, but a few laps forward we are jumping to now. We can see they are side by side now. We've got the white helmet, the one racing against the yellow helmet. We're not, because I think they're heavyweight. But again, we can see what we're doing there side by side. We're going to decide to push the white driver through on the white helmet, see if we can just get the inside line here in this corner, and we do. We've had to overslow it not to run into the back of him. That's why we've got quite a poor exit out, but we are right now on the back of P7. We kind of caught them up after all this time, so hopefully now, with us getting a lot closer, we can eventually make our move through. And I believe that car in front is P6. So P6 is also on the cards here. Hopefully we can dispatch the car in the white helmet quite quickly. We get a lovely run through this bottom corner, and we're going to get massive tow now in the slipstream. We are gaining, we're gaining. And do you look to the inside a little bit? We're a little bit too far back. We decide better of it, which I think is the right move. I think that would have only ended in tears if we decided to go for that one. But we get a really poor exit through that hairpin. The revs just dropped a little bit too much, but to be honest with you, I think we are both catching up to P6, so this might just come a free car fight, to be honest with you, with either a couple laps to go. Yeah, it's gained so much more speed through that corner, but we are kind of gaining on P7, and P6 is there. I do feel like my strong point is on the brake, especially with coming back up through the traffic, but the car in front has gone a little bit wide. It does allow us to kind of sneak our nose up the inside a little bit, but it gets just enough run through the corner. We're not going to send one up the inside here. It's only going to end badly. But even with us kind of squabbling a little bit, we have caught up to the back of P6. I mean, we are clawing them in. We've come into this yellow flag zone now, so kind of been neutralised a little bit this race. Just putting our hands up, don't want to get a silly penalty, and there is a marshal on track, so you've got to be sensible. But to be honest with you, I think we've lost quite a bit of time compared to the drivers around, but we've jumped forward now onto the penultimate lap. We can see we've got P7 in front and a P6 directly in front of them. We've got a little bit of traffic in front of them to deal with, so it's kind of all come down to this really. P6, 7 and 8 are all close together on the track, but if you look, you see the white helmet car behind is starting to fight with him. So the back marker does leave enough space for us to squeeze through, so we do make it there. But P7's gone for an audacious move there on P6, and so quite heavy contact, and we're going to pick up the pieces. We've got them to P7 there. We're going to get alongside here, going into this flat out left-hander. Do eventually take up P6? Yes, we do. We've gone deep into this corner, so we're going to have a really slow run out. But so does the car behind. And they're fighting now, those two, so hopefully we can, because of this, we can break away. We are up into P6 basically with a lap and a bit to go. Got enough clean track in front, so we're just mainly focused on the mirror now, seeing what the two behind can do. Hopefully they fight and we can kind of break away. And they see there's a move there and it's audacious, and they've gone round again. There's been a crash. There's arms waving around as we now start our final lap in P6. And with that, it's kind of given us the breathing room. We have caught up to another kart here, but we can see because of the armband it is a heavyweight, so it is the final lap of the race. But we do get a good run through the corner, kind of showing our nose here to make it obvious that we're going to go up the inside. Again, I think they knew that we were a lightweight, so there's no point fighting, to be honest with you. I think it was just sensible driving on both parties there. So as we now come into the final corner on the final lap, we do eventually recover it to P6. Started P6, finished P6. I mean, from where we were, that's not a bad drive, but getting wiped out at the start was just horrendous. Just being used as a brake there, but I mean, that's the same driver who in the previous race got penalty for wiping someone out. They were the driver who was behind me, who hit me deep 2 corners before. They were also in the tyre wall at the very start in the practice session when we first got on the track. So I think they're quick, but a bit of a weapon, to be honest with you. But unfortunately, it does break our streak of having a podium in every race, basically, at Daytona, Milton Keynes. I think that's 13 months now. We had consistently always on the podium. Hopefully next time we can continue the streak, and until then, on to the next one.